Put it on repeat.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the sports podcast known for giving it to you straight, giving it to you uncut, and giving it to you in the strong arm true fashion. I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
Right.
This guy with me, who are you?
I'm your boy Lil Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Let's go.
Let's do it, man.
Ready,
Dive right
Spade?
in. What we got, bro?
Let's kick it off, man. I want to talk about where some of these NFL coaches landed this past week. A lot of coaches on the move. A lot of things happened. Got a list. I want to know how you feel about some of these coaches landing in these spots. First and foremost, the shocker this week was really John Fox. He got, well, it was a mutual agreement, they say. He's
what that
out.
means?
What that means, babe?
That means somebody was about to get fired, and they did that.
True.
Oh, I'm fired? Well, I quit then. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means.
You right. But John Fox is out as the Denver Broncos head coach, and he ended up landing with the Chicago Bears. Now, do you want me to run all through them, or you want to talk about it and then want me to run all through them?
Let's run them off, and then we'll come back, because I want to talk about that.
Okay. So John Fox, he ended up landing with the Chicago Bears. Jack Del Rio ended up landing with the Oakland Raiders, and Rex Ryan, which we know we did a lot of speculation about where we thought Rex Ryan was going to land. You know what I mean? He ended up going to the Buffalo Bills inside the division. Now, I don't know what happened with, Atlanta and where all the other places he had interviews at, but he ended up going to the Buffalo Bills. So, how do you feel about some of these moves?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. First of all, I don't know what Chicago told John Fox to get him to sign there. Chicago, man, that just wouldn't have been high on my list, man. It wouldn't have been high on my list. You got this.
Me neither.
You got this huge contract on Jay Cutler. I wouldn't have touched that one. Did you see that one? Could you even, if I'd have told you that was happening, would you believed it?
Nah, I'll tell you the truth. I didn't see John Fox out at Denver. Like, I didn't think he was going to leave Denver, but for whatever reason he did. And if I was John Fox, I damn sure wouldn't have went to the Bears. I was thinking he would probably land with the Jets. I was thinking maybe the Jets. But I guess he figured Jay Cutler is a better quarterback than what some of these other teams had to offer, because apparently the 49ers wasn't, interested in him. So I guess he was like, you know what, I got to get a job somewhere. And he decided to go with the Bears. I mean, they got a nice little young defense. They got that dude Young. They got some nice little young linebackers. They really need some DBs. John Fox is a defensive guy, so maybe he could turn that defense around. As far as the offense, we already know everybody already know how we feel about Jay Cutler. I think between me and you, that feeling is mutual. How we feel about that guy. So maybe he was like, you know what, we're going to lean on the run a little more with Forte, going to kind of pull Jay Cutler back, and maybe they could turn it into a contender. I don't know. But I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah, good luck with
What
that.
about Del Rio to the Raiders?
I don't know why he would do that. Now, at the same time, how many other legitimate offers was on the table for Del Rio?
Probably none.
So
None. I mean, he was the
wasn't
head coach of Jacksonville a couple of years back, and he didn't do too well.
right. So
It was Jacksonville.
I think that's true too. But I think for him, I think opportunities may have been limited. Rex threw me a curveball. At first, I saw Rex in Atlanta. And then the first time I realized that San Fran set up an interview with him, then I had him in San Fran because, like you just said about Fox, this guy here is a defensive-minded coach, got defensive coordinator background. And you look at San Fran's defense with Pat Willis and Navarro Bowman and Alden Smith and, Eric Reed. These guys, that defense in San Fran looks great. And the offense don't look bad. So, on paper, I would have thought that was the most desirable job. Going to Buffalo, initially I was like, this is horrible, but it's not that bad. Buffalo's defense is playing pretty good, had been playing pretty good. And their offense, Spiller has some injury issues, but when he's healthy and on the field, he's got big play potential. Sammy Watkins is the real deal. I don't know what they're going to do at QB, but this is not a bad job to take, and it gives you the opportunity to kick the Jets behind twice a year in their same division. So I get that one. The only one that shook me was Fox. I never saw that coming. I really didn't.
I agree with you about Rex Ryan. And one thing, another thing about Rex Ryan is Rex Ryan's not scared of the Patriots. He's not scared of them. You know what I mean? A lot of teams be like, why you go there? The Patriots been winning the division, all these years in a row. But he, if you look at Rex Ryan over the past couple of years with the Jets, like, they've been splitting with the Patriots every year. Now, some of you guys might be like, oh, that's because they usually play him the last game and the Patriots don't have anything to play for. I don't care. It's still considered a split. Like, and even when the games that the Patriots beat the Jets, it's really a close game. Like, they really play the Patriots tough. And I think Rex Ryan, with his attitude with Buffalo, with the Buffalo's defense, it kind of fits. Now, Del Rio. Now, you said Del Rio may have not had a lot of opportunities, which could be true. But Del Rio, to me, he kind of reminds me of one of those guys that's better suited to be a defensive coordinator. And I'm not saying don't take a head coaching job because it's only 32 of them. And I'm pretty sure the money is way better as a head coach than it is a defensive coordinator. But to me, Del Rio is better suited as a defensive coordinator or defensive position coach than a head coach. That's my opinion. Sorry, Raider fans. I know some of you guys don't want to hear that, but that's just my opinion. But we have to see how all these moves are panning out for, in the upcoming NFL season with these particular teams.
Yeah, let's move forward. If we got a couple NFL games this weekend. We are at conference championship games. That means we got 4 teams to play. We got the Patriots and Colts in the AFC, and we got the Seahawks and Packers in the NFC. The funny thing about this, of these 4 teams, 3 of these teams got Super Bowl experience. And this is a part of the year where I really feel like experience goes far. I mean, clearly you want to have a talented team, but I think experience goes further than a lot of people give credit for. So I figure me and you can do some picks for these 2 games. You all right with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
You don't mind putting your, you know what I'm saying? You're going to put it out there? You ain't afraid, are you?
Nah, I'm good. Let's get it.
All right, so you go first. Who you like in this Patriots-Colts game and why?
Well, I'm going to go Patriots for the reason that you stated in your opening statement. The experience. Tom Brady's just one of those guys, and I'm not a big Tom Brady fan, but I will be an idiot to say Tom Brady isn't going to turn up for this game. Tom Brady is coming down to the end. He may have a couple of years left, but it's coming down to the wire. You know what I mean? Same thing with Peyton Manning. It's coming down to the wire, and these things may slow up, in the upcoming season. So I think Tom Brady will turn up. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to get ugly. I think the Patriots will come out on top of that game over the inexperienced Andrew Luck and the Colts.
I don't think it's going to be as close. I also got the Patriots in this one. I was just talking to a guy in a PlayStation party. He's going to remember this. But I was telling him, you guys all heard my story about, not really being a huge fan of Jordan when he played, because I was always a huge fan of Barkley, and he was like the bad guy. Jordan was the bad guy. And it was toward the end of his career when I was like, whoa, I better really appreciate this guy's greatness. And I was telling him that I realized I'd been doing that, unknowingly. I had been doing the same thing with Tom Brady. I'm a Dolphin fan, they're division rivals, and I always have thought Tom Brady was good, but I always kind of put an asterisk by his performance, because if Drew Bledsoe never goes down, we don't even know who this guy is, because don't get it twisted. Drew Bledsoe was cooking people in the same system, true. And we've never seen Tom Brady in any other system. So, I mean, we don't know how he looks in another system or in another scheme. True. But with that being said, here lately, I just really been kind of crunching numbers and studying. And this guy, Tom Brady's the truth. And it's about time I give him his credit. He's a fierce competitor, and the guy wants to win. I mean, he really wants to win. I don't really have this game being close. The Colts don't have a running back capable of getting 100 yards again. I don't think they've had a 100-yard rusher in that team in a long time. I want to give you a date. I don't have a date. It's been a long time. So I definitely got the Patriots pulling this one off, maybe by 2 or more scores.
Woo,
on the NFC side, yeah, man, 2 or more scores. You heard it first.
Oh, okay.
On the NFC side, if if Aaron Rodgers was 100%, I think we would really have a tough call right here. But
Okay.
I don't know how much of this injury is to be taken seriously. I don't know if it's like a ploy to throw off the Seahawks. But if indeed Aaron Rodgers is not 100%, and the type of injury they saying he have is going to limit his mobility, then I think the Seahawks get out of here with a narrow win. That's what I think.
Well, we're in agreement again because I had the Seahawks pulling off this victory. Now, a couple of the Seahawks defenders came out and said, we don't believe Aaron Rodgers. We don't believe he hurt. We think he's faking. We're going to approach this game like Aaron Rodgers is 100% healthy. Now, we remember that they played in week 1 and Aaron Rodgers didn't even throw to Richard Sherman's side at all.
And that was
the whole game.
So
disappointed. We expect more from you, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that 12th man. People don't know how serious that crowd is up there, man. When Marshawn Lynch had some runs, man, it felt like an earthquake up there. And I think that's too much with beast mode and that defense and Aaron Rodgers. I'm doing the quote fingers here, allegedly being hurt. Gotta say allegedly being hurt. I think it's too much for the Packers. And I'm going to say that it will be the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl and when that date comes. That's who I'm picking. So Seahawks and Patriots.
Before you move forward, let me throw one more point in. People gave Aaron Rodgers so much hell for not trying Richard Sherman in their first meeting that I think he's going to purposely try Richard Sherman a lot this game, and it might not go too good for him. So look for that too. But I'm ready. Let's move forward.
All right, we can move forward. But this is something I kind of wanted to throw in. I don't know if Spade wanted to talk about this, but I kind of strong-arm him. I'm flexing over here. I kind of strong-arm him into talking about this topic. And I want to talk about the NFL Pro Bowl. The NFL Pro Bowl, man. The Snooze Bowl. That's what it's called, the Snooze Bowl. First and foremost, I want to say the Pro Bowl. When I was younger, I used to look forward to the Pro Bowl. The stars played. People wanted to play in the Pro Bowl. Man, there's so many athletes, and I get it that if you're playing for a Super Bowl, an NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, if you're pulling out the Pro Bowl, it's expected. But man, it's guys pulling out the Pro Bowl because they just don't want to play. They just don't want to play in the game. And I mean, like the losing team get money, the winning team gets a bonus, the losing team gets a bonus. It's basically like a free vacation. You playing a game and getting paid, and they still don't want to play. So I want to say to the Pro Bowl, it's time to get rid of the Pro Bowl, man. Before I get Spade take on this, I want to tell you what I want to bring back. When I was a kid, they used to have like these little competitions where guys like Darryl Green and Deion and all these guys used to run like the 40-yard dash. They used to have like the big linemen, defensive and offensive linemen, run the obstacle courses and lift weights. They used to have a whole bunch of little.
I remember that.
They used to have the quarterback challenge when they had to throw the ball through the tires and hit the moving targets. I want to see that back. That would be way better than the Pro Bowl. What's your thoughts on the Pro Bowl, Spade?
Well, I was about to defend the Pro Bowl before you gave that last tidbit. I remember that. I remember Randall Cunningham and Vinny Testaverde battling for who could throw the football the furthest. That was also one of the competitions. And Vinny Testaverde could throw a football like 60 yards. And it was just amazing to me. Like you said, being young, watching these guys. I know they would chalk the end of the football with some blue chalk. And they had these moving targets. And, it was great. It was really awesome. So I got to agree. Yeah, that would be dope to bring back. But would you do the selection the same way you do the Pro Bowl? Like, would you let people vote or pick the best people to be in this competition? Or would you just put everybody there? And what happens if people don't want to participate in this?
See, that's the difference. I think people want to participate. I think they would want to. Spade, do you remember when Darryl Green was like 38 years old, and it was some young corners in the league, and they was like, we faster than Darryl Green, and Darryl Green smoked them at Bebe's party in the 40-yard dash, man. Darryl Green was like 40 years old.
I remember Andre Johnson being in that race and not winning it, but I remember being impressed that Andre Johnson was like 6'3", like 220, and he was for a little while, because the losers drop out, it keeps going, but he was in that thing for a minute. So yeah, I really remember that.
And I actually think people would want to compete in that challenge because in them challenges because they want to be known as one of the best in the league. I mean, you really aren't getting that hurt. I mean, you could. As far as running a 40-yard dash, you could sprain an ankle. You could do a lot of things, but you could do the same thing in the Pro Bowl. I think it's less wear and tear. You could give them a little bonus. You know, they ain't really tripping over the money anyway because they don't want to play in the Pro Bowl. They don't want to play. So the money could be donated to charity or something. You know, I don't care. I just know the Pro Bowl has to go. Now that I'm figured out a way to make Deion team versus Jerry Rice team and Jerry Rice versus Chris Carter. And they done made it like into this fantasy draft thing, and it's whack. It's, in my opinion. Some of you guys what are you guys' thoughts on the Pro Bowl? Leave it in the comment section.
Yeah,
maybe I'm tripping.
Nobody likes it. I'm going to speak for y'all. Y'all ain't even got to type that one. Nobody likes it. But let's move forward, man. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good. We can move forward.
All right, so while we talking football, you are an NFL GM. Just picture this. Get your thought bubble going above your head. You got the first pick of the draft. You're in need of a QB. One side, you got Jameis Winston. The other side, you got Marcus Mariota. Who do you take? You got a young team. You need a QB. Like, this is not a situation where he sits the bench and you groom him. You throwing him to the wolves. Who do you take?
I would have to go Jameis Winston.
And why is that?
I'm going to tell you why. I would go Jameis Winston. First of all, this kid has faced so much adversity and bounced back. Regardless whether you think Jameis Winston didn't do it, was being treated unfair, or was being privileged. You know what I mean? They was looking out for him and was giving him a break on was giving him a break of the things he was allegedly doing. You know what I'm saying? I think this kid had been through so much adversity that he showed that he's poised enough to handle what goes on in the NFL. Now, Marcus Mariota, not to mention that I think Jameis Winston just have a better arm as far as accuracy and, you know, arm strength. Marcus Mariota is more athletic and maybe more elusive. Maybe more elusive than Jameis Winston.
Definitely more elusive.
You would think? I don't know, Spade.
I don't think he's more athletic. I think he is more elusive. But go ahead. This is your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely think that you know, he's a better athlete than Jameis Winston, you know, as far as like the running tools. Like Jameis, he looked kind of awkward doing it. But I think if I was starting an NFL franchise right now, I would go Jameis because I just think he has better upside. I think he can handle the pressure of being an NFL quarterback. And I just think he has better tools as far as throwing than Marcus Mariota.
That's tough. I really don't know. I was kind of hoping in your spiel you would help me make a decision because I've been looking at this question all day and I'm still unsure. It's some things I like about both quarterbacks. So I guess what I do is
knock on Mariota. I'm not trying to knock Mariota. Just
no. I know you're not.
Okay,
but right. I mean, I guess I like so much about both QBs that it's easier for me to talk about what I'm afraid of.
Okay.
You know, Mariota is very seldomly, if at all, I'm trying to remember if at all, seen in like a pro-style offense.
Okay.
Which would mean that he would have to be drafted by a team that has that system or who can put that system around him.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You might not always have that privilege, especially when you look at the teams that's up there. You know what I'm saying? That has a chance of drafting him. With that being said, I don't necessarily think he's more athletic. I think he's very elusive. He's a smaller guy. He's a smaller frame. So you said that Winston looks awkward when he runs. Well, I mean, what is he, 220, 230, 240? You know, yeah, he don't look very swift when he's moving. But he can boss up when it's time to boss up. I've seen him run folks over. I've seen him drag people into the end zone.
He gets it done.
He's pretty damn athletic. The thing that scares me is whether or not this kid is coachable. It's been a few things in his past. Of course, I don't hold that against him, but hey, you know what we do here? We give it straight to you and uncut. It's been some things that such a young guy given so much. You know, if I took him first overall, You know what I'm saying? You know what that would mean financially for him and giving him a team. I don't have any questions about what he can do on the field.
Yeah.
It would be his off-field things that would concern me. So,
correct.
I don't know, man. I don't even know if I could make a pick. I would really need, me and my team of scouts, we would just get together. But I tell you what, 29-1 is hard to say no to. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're right about that. But one last point I want to make. I actually tweeted this a couple days back. I never seen Marcus Mariota take a snap from under center. And somebody tweeted me and said, "Well, Cam Newton don't take snaps from under center." And I said, "Well, how many guys run that Cam Newton offense in the NFL?" You would say probably the 49ers, maybe Carolina. A lot of people say the Seahawks, but the Seahawks, I see Russell Wilson take snaps from under center.
Yeah. They're not always in that spread.
Yeah, because they sometimes they run the I formation. And Russell Wilson be under center. So, 2 teams out of 32, you would probably say he will fit with not being under center. And those teams have quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Plus,
Now, unless
Cam was under center some at Auburn.
That's what I said back. But I never, ever, in all the Oregon games I've seen, I never seen Marcus Mariota take a snap from under center. And I said, that kind of concerns me. A lot of people were saying it's not a big deal. I would think that's a big deal, in my opinion. But we have to wait and see. If it was me, I would go Jameis. But, I wouldn't complain with either one of the guys, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't complain if I was able to draft either one of the guys. And I think the Tampa Bay Bucks had the first pick.
Yeah.
So, man, they sitting in a pretty good spot, man. They had a pick of the litter. So, okay, we can move forward. Let's talk about the national championship that just happened. Ohio State defeated Oregon in the first playoff national championship. Also, some other news that came from that. Cardale Jones decided to stay at Ohio State. A lot of people were speculating that he was coming out for the draft. And a lot of people were saying he could have been like a 2nd, 3rd, 4th round pick if he would have came out. And the young man decided to stay in school. So kudos to Cardale for that. Get your degree, homie. I ain't mad at you. But as far as the Ohio State game, I was in complete shock. I did not see that happening. You kind of spoke on that last week about the run game, and you were absolutely right. But I didn't see this. I didn't see this happening against Oregon. I didn't see it.
Well, I think we both had Oregon picked.
Yeah.
And even though I had Oregon picked, I still said Ohio State would run the ball all over these guys.
Yeah.
And they did. What I didn't see was some of the missed opportunities for Oregon, drop passes and things of that nature.
So many drop passes.
It was a play where Cardale Jones trucked the defensive tackle for Oregon. I saw more I saw more bad arm tackling in this game than I've seen in a very long time. And I'm not a coach and I'm not a player. So I can't knock these guys, but I can watch and I know what I see with my eyes. And as a coach, I would be pissed to see all that arm tackling.
You ain't lying.
I would rather you get the flag for knocking the holy hell out somebody than run by and play two-hand touch. I never have liked that.
I agree.
But, can I speak on this Cardale Jones thing for a minute? Because I've been wanting to talk about this for a while.
All right, let it fly, man.
So people was hitting me up like, Cardale Jones is going pro. And they said that he can probably go first round.
Okay.
First, y'all got to get the look. Let me tell you something. I've been watching football forever, pro and collegiate, and I've seen a lot of athletic quarterbacks with a great body of work just get snubbed. Taj Boyd. What's the guy from Kentucky that year? Andre Woodson.
Charlie Ward.
How about Charlie Ward? How about Omar Jacobs back from Bowling Green, who at the time had set a record for most consecutive passes without an INT?
Yeah, man.
And these guys got straight snubbed. E.J. Manuel was a starter of an NFL team this year, and Taj Boyd had way better collegiate numbers than him. Way better. Yep. And didn't even get drafted. So if you guys really thought a guy with 3 starts was going to get taken first round, stop it. No way he was getting taken first round. For the guys saying he might as well go pro, he's not guaranteed a starting job. All that, I get that. He's not guaranteed to start. I get all that. But what I'm telling you is he was not guaranteed to get drafted at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. And I definitely think he did the right thing by staying in college.
So
he already kind of banged the cannon on himself with that comment that we didn't come to OSU to play school.
Well,
like we came here to play football. We didn't come here to play school. Come on, y'all didn't think that guy was going first round. Stop it. Stop believing everything Skip Bayless says. Skip Bayless get paid to say that crazy mess. Stop hanging on to every word.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, man. My bad.
And one more thing, but he definitely, like he made that comment about school, but he was just talking about the hypocrisy. I think that's the word, hypocrisy. He was just talking about the hypocrisy of the NCAA, saying, that kid, like next year, that kid will be graduating. Like he will be I think a redshirt junior, and he will be getting his degree. So he's going to get his degree. So he wasn't necessarily talking about himself, but he was just talking about other I'm doing student athletes in the quote fingers. He's talking about other student athletes. They come there to play football. That's what they have aspirations about being pro athletes, and that's why they go to the best programs. But another thing I want to speak on about Cardale Jones, it's been reports saying that he's not even the starting QB. JT Barrett and all these guys are ahead of him. I actually still think, and I could be wrong, I actually think that who was the starting QB for OSU? The starting guy, Braxton Miller. I actually think he's still out. I think he's going to leave and go to LSU. Now everybody was saying, "Oh, all three of them is staying." No way, all three of them is staying. No way. The only one that may stay is JT Barrett, because if Cardale Jones get the starting job next year and Miller leaves, Cardale can start one more year. Barrett can play behind Cardale, and he can still come back one more year because I think he's a legitimate sophomore. So that would be his junior year. So he can actually everything will work out at OSU. Relax. I guarantee you that kid did not come back if he didn't know he wasn't getting that job. I think he got that job. That kid earned that job, in my opinion.
Who is this, Cardale?
Cardale Jones. I think that kid earned that job.
I don't think he got the job, bro.
You don't think he got the job?
I don't. I tell you what he's probably earned.
So you think JT Barrett is starting?
Undecided. I think Barrett started. I think he's earned that in, the little, what do they call it? Like the summer camps. It's not summer camps, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the little 7-on-7s and stuff they do.
Right. I think they're going to give him the opportunity to compete for the starting job. Okay. I bet you he's earned that.
Okay.
But no way he's been guaranteed to start. Because, I hate that. I'm not trying to take anything from the guy, but it's obvious. It's the system. We just saw three guys look amazing in this system. So why would they say, well, the guy who was playing before you that was a Heisman candidate,
that's true,
he just lost the job. He didn't do anything wrong. All he did was get hurt.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? This guy was a Heisman candidate.
You're right.
So, no, I don't think so.
Well, we have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting next college season, man. I miss you already, football.
Indeed.
I miss you already. We can move forward.
All right, so enough of football, man. Let's get on the hardwood.
Okay.
So LeBron James returns to the Cleveland Cavaliers. You guys know he missed a couple of weeks with some ailments. Nothing too serious. Mm-hmm. Comment came out about him being older and wanting to rest his body. Kawinky Dinkley, after Deion Waiters got the boot, LeBron started to feel better. LeBron was ready to come back. He's been back for 3 games.
Okay.
They lost his first game back, where Phoenix gave him that work, basically. And then they went on a 2-game win streak. One, I put an asterisk by because they played the Lakers, and we know the Lakers are trash. But in all 3 games, since LeBron has been back, he scored over 30. So my question to you is, did he just need rest? Like, you think he came into this is what I'm thinking. So I don't want to propose it as a question. Let me make it a statement. I think he went to Cleveland thinking, okay, things in Miami was getting rough. I was having to do more than I anticipated. Mm-hmm. Let me go to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Let me stock this roster up, and then I can kind of chill. I don't have to work so hard. He come out. They get their butts kicked night after night. He says, you know what? Let me take a break. Let me gather. I'm going to have to do the same damn thing here that I did in Miami. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to score 30 points a night, get boards, get assists, get blocks, get steals. I'm going to have to be everything. And he basically came back and did that. I mean, do you feel like that's it? Because that's what I think it was.
I mean, you make a hell of a point. it's just funny to me. You said something when you first started. You said waiters get the boot, LeBron come back. I remember waiters, Deion Waiters, and I like Waiters. Don't get me wrong. I like Waiters. Let me look in the camera and say that. I like Waiters' game. But Deion Waiters had an issue with Kyrie Irving last year. Now, Waiters get the boot. LeBron come back. Was Waiters the problem? They got J.R. Smith now. And, things are looking bright. And we haven't even seen Iman in the lineup yet. Iman's still coming back. So things
can we say things are looking bright? Like I said, that last win, that's a quality win.
Okay.
That Laker win is not a quality win. And then they lost to Phoenix. So is it really better?
Spade. I want to say things are looking better, especially if LeBron come out there looking like that. Things are looking a hell of a lot better. It's looking a hell of a lot better.
LeBron score 30 plus a night for the rest of the season?
I mean,
what happens if LeBron only scores 15 in one of these games? Do they win?
I mean, we've seen LeBron do it before. LeBron can average 28, 27. I'm one of them people that think LeBron doesn't even go all out every night. Like, I think LeBron could go ham every night. I think if LeBron...
I think he got to here, bro.
In my opinion, if LeBron wanted to average a triple-double, I think he can. I just don't think he wants to.
He better start wanting to if he want to go somewhere with this
Speaking of the Cavs, Love is out with a back injury. The game they played, what was it, a couple days ago against, what was it, the Clippers? Was it the Clippers they played? Who did they play?
Yeah.
I think it was the Clippers.
Yeah, it was Clips.
Yeah, Kevin Love was out, and Tristan Thompson came in and looked like a man among boys grabbing all them rebounds. And I want to ask you, is Love the problem? Is Kevin Love the problem?
I don't think he's a problem.
He doesn't look like the same Kevin Love, Spade. That ain't the Kevin Love that I was like, man, this guy is a beast.
Man, well, when LeBron wants him behind the three-point line, it's tough to get the 20 rebounds we're accustomed to seeing him get.
You think LeBron
way out there?
You think LeBron want him there? I think Love want to be out there.
Man, he didn't want to be there in Minnesota.
Wow.
Bosh didn't want to be there in Toronto. Mighty funny that every time LeBron comes to a team, the power forward moves a long-ass way away from the basket.
You ain't lying, because that ain't the Kevin Love I like. That ain't the Kevin Love I love, because the Kevin Love I love will get you 20 or 30 and 20. I'm like, Kevin Love is averaging like 6 rebounds. What is going on?
Yeah. I mean, we knew his scoring would go down. But what I'm saying is the whole chemistry of the team, the makeup of the team, it forces Kevin Love to, I hate to make comparisons from real life to a video game, but you and I game together a lot. Mm-hmm. And I was telling you, I don't like the game. When we play 2K and we're playing the park or something like that, I don't like to play with too many guards because they're in my way. They're where I want to be. Yeah. And it makes me be somewhere else. And it could be as simple as that. It's a chemistry thing. You got, guys, they play different. This team is built nothing like Minnesota. And, it's tough, man. It's tough. And I feel sorry for Kevin Love because he's catching a lot of hate.
He is,
the Cavaliers fans are hating him. They want him out of there. Reports just came out of his camp that he's not happy. Yep. He don't like it there.
Yep.
Nobody in that relationship is happy. These two, Kevin Love and the Cavaliers got married, and the Cavaliers hate it, and Kevin Love hate it too. And I feel sorry for the guy because I know that he's a good player, but in this system, it's killing him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. They said, the old school coaches said a long time ago, winning cures all that crap. So if they win, all is well. They won a couple games. They won a couple games this past couple of weeks. LeBron look amazing. Kevin Love, he's getting well. Tristan Thompson filled in well. You know what I mean? Mozgov looked like he was a good pickup defensively. J.R. Smith been cooking. I mean, the other night, J.R. Smith had about 8 3-pointers. He looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they lost.
But, I mean...
And they lost.
You can't win them all, man. You ain't winning all 82. I'm just talking about...
No. I just,
I'm looking like they headed in the right direction, and we have to wait and see. I'm not saying they won't win the championship or win the East, because chemistry matters. It matters. But I want to say things are looking up with LeBron, looking how he looking. But you might be right. He might need to get 30, 12, and 9 every night. He might need it every night.
Season.
It's going to be a long season. You ready to move forward?
What else we got, bro?
Last but not least, it's something I wanted to ask you. So you put me on the spot with the NFL. I'm going to put you on the spot. you're a GM of the team. You're a GM of the team, and you get to start your franchise with one of these two players that I'm about to name right here. And I want to know, who would you pick? So you're the GM of a team, and you have to pick from Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Who you picking?
Oh,
yeah. KD versus KD or Russell Westbrook. Who you picking? You slick, because you're strong on your way and say I want both because they both on the same team. No, sir. No, sir.
No, I'm thinking that's a tough one. Woo.
Yeah.
You know, man, this is gonna surprise a lot of people, but I think if I got to start my franchise with one of those guys, I think I go Russell Westbrook.
Woo! What?
I'm gonna tell you, man,
you was going KD.
That's what I would go. But shout out to the homie Nate D-O-double-G out there. Nate don't watch the show anyway. He ain't gonna see this, but Nate said something to me a couple of years ago that I didn't notice. You remember when everybody was being real hard on Westbrook? They was calling him West Brick, and they were saying that he was hurting the team and he shoot too much and blah blah blah. And Nate was telling me, Nate said, man, when things get tough on that court, when they're losing or when they just taking a beating physically. Maybe you still in the game, but they beating on you. The calls aren't going your way. You can see it in Durant's eyes. Sometimes he quits. Or, quit might not be a good word, but sometimes he tunes out. He's clearly frustrated and he defers. I'll never forget, it was in the playoffs and they were saying that Chris Paul held them scoreless in the fourth quarter. Chris Paul didn't hold them scoreless. He quit. He was frustrated. He was done. There is no quit. I'm looking dead in the camera. There is no quit in Russell Westbrook. That team can be losing by 30, and he's still going to play 100 miles per hour. He's going to give 100%. He's crashing the boards. He's getting rebounds. He's dunking on people. He's so fast, and he plays, and LaParis, you said this, he plays so angry. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. And I don't know where he gets his motivation from, but it's impressive to watch. If you watch Westbrook play, it's impressive, man. So, you know what? KD is the man, and he is one of the best scorers in the league currently. He's going to go down in history as one of the best scorers in the league ever. But if I got to make this choice, man, give me Russell.
And that's funny because I thought you was going to go KD. And that look you talking about, my football coach used to call that looking funny in the face. He looked funny in the face. Like that look, and I know the look you're talking about because I could see KD doing it. He did that a couple times in the playoffs when he was in the Western Conference Finals. I want to say, was it against Dallas or the Spurs? He looked funny in the face. And Westbrook was looking at him like, come on. And that's the reason right there that I would pick Russell Westbrook. That's the reason right there.
Oh, you would pick Russell too?
Yes. And see, I thought you was going to pick KD. That's why I was going to go Russell. But I'm going to pick Russell for that reason. Not to mention that Russ brings it on both ends of the floor. He's a tenacious defender. He's like a pit bull.
He is, man.
He's a pit bull. And that's why I like Russ.
He's a beast.
I love Russell Westbrook, man. I love that kid. I love that kid, man. And that's why if I was starting a franchise and I had to pick out of one of the two, I'm definitely going Westbrook, man. A lot of people will say, his passion hurts the team because sometimes he'll get upset. He'll punch something. It'll be a technical. I want you to care that much. I want you to care that much about losing. That's how I want a teammate to play, to have my back. I want you to play that hard. And
because you know what that does for your teammates? You don't want to lose for that guy. You don't want to be the guy.
Yeah, man.
You don't want to see your teammate going that hard trying to win, and so it makes you play harder. If I see this guy doing all that he's doing, I got to go harder. I don't want to be the reason we lose this game. I don't want to face Russell in the locker room after a loss when he's playing that hard, and I'm out here being the reason we lose. So I'm shocked to hear that we agreed on that.
I
want to hear what you guys say in the comment section.
Yeah, I actually thought you was going to pick KD, but I want them to change it up a little bit. I want them to hashtag KD or hashtag Westbrook on Twitter. Let us know where they're going. Let us know where you're going, because I'm definitely ride with my man Russ. I just love the way he been, especially this season. But I like Russ before this season, but especially this season, he took his game to a whole nother level. He took it to a whole
really
nother
having
level.
an MVP season.
And that kind of leads into the next thing we're talking about. Moving forward, what are we talking about, Spade?
Let's give him our strong arm performance of the week, man. And since you just pitched it to your boy, let me go ahead and take it. I'm going to start this thing off. My strong arm performer of the week is Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Russell just set his career high in assists in a game where he had 17 points, 17 assists, and 15 rebounds. It's like a 6'2" point guard. 15 rebounds. I once heard Charles Barkley say something back when he played. Of course, they called Charles Barkley the round mound of rebound. They listed him at 6'6". They say he was more like 6'4". And Charles Barkley said rebounding isn't about skill. It's about desire. All you got to do is just want the ball more. Yeah. And, man, the reason why, because those numbers, I mean, you could say 17 points is really not a lot. But the reason why I chose him to be my strong arm performer of the week is because he managed the court. Let me give you some numbers. Ibaka in that game took 18 shots. Kevin Durant in that game took 18 shots. Dion Waiters in that game took 16 shots. And Russell Westbrook in that game took 19 shots. So you got 4 guys that took within 2 or 3 shots of one another. He managed the floor. He made sure everybody got touches. And then he did everything else. He got rebounds and dimes. Russell, this week you are my strong arm performer of the week.
Man, the Russell Westbrook had an amazing week, man. He's really, his arrow is pointing up. So kudos to Russ for being a strong arm performer. My strong arm performer of the week, some of you guys probably already know, it is Ezekiel Elliott, the running back from Ohio State. We'll give you some numbers. He had 36 carries, 246 rushing yards, 4 TDs in a win over Oregon in the national championship. If you want somebody to show up, I mean, he's been showing up all year. But if you want somebody to give you their best performance of the year, you definitely want it in the national championship or in a championship game, and that's what Ezekiel Elliott did, and that's why he's my strong arm performer of the week. Kudos to him, man. Kudos to him. Spade. It's been another amazing show. We was kind of long-winded here, but we got a lot.
Very long-winded.
We was very long-winded, but we talked about a lot of good topics. We kind of debated about some things, shared some thoughts about some things. It's been an amazing episode. Before we go, I want to tell them that we do, just like I have on the Full House hoodie right here, we do have hoodies and shirts. If you support Strong Arm Sports, definitely click the link. I'm pretty sure it's going to be somewhere here. Click the link in the description box. Support us. Cop you a shirt. Get you a hoodie. Get you a hat. You know what I mean? Just support, man. We appreciate all you guys that show us love in the comment section and everything. Hashtag KD. Hashtag Westbrook. Let us know if you was the GM, where you going. Spade, I'm done, man.
LaPierre said everything else, man. The only thing left for us to do is say, we out, y'all. Peace.
Money team.